Genshin Impact, the recently released online action RPG, will be getting new regions to discover, according to an interview with DualShockers and developer miHoYo. The developer revealed that the vast open world that currently hosts two regions, Mondstadt and Liyue, will be expanding in later updates. This includes a Japan-themed area called Inazuma, which will be the next region to be added. miHoYo has also confirmed what future updates will hold for Genshin Impact and the new areas of Teyvat. The game currently holds different regions with different characters to represent each area. The latest trailer shows one of the 7 regions and teases new characters. Also, from the list we can see there is going to be a Denjo nature element character called Sino. So far there are no Denjo characters in the game, only Denjo enemies, so this will bring more of a mix in combinations to play. Genshin Impact released last week on PC, PlayStation 4, iOS and Android devices and is free to play with in-game microtransactions. It received over 10 million in pre-registrations. If you're diving into Genshin Impact for the first time, be sure to check out our Getting Started guide for lots of useful tips. We also have a Genshin Impact wiki as well. The official page for Godfall on the PlayStation website has confirmed that Godfall will need a PlayStation Plus subscription in order to play. This isn't too much of a surprise as most games that require co-op do need a PS Plus sub. However, the page also confirms that the game will not have an offline mode, so an online connection will be needed in order to play. The same goes for PC, as the game will be reliant on an internet connection. You will need a persistent connection when playing on PC too. The game revolves around drop-in and drop-out co-op, but it looks like even solo games will be needed to be played online. Last month, Godfall was confirmed as a PlayStation 5 launch title, releasing on November 12th. It's described as a looter-slasher concentrating on up-close melee combat, where you can join with up to a team of 3 players. Earlier this year, Sucker Punch had outlined a new update for Ghost of Tsushima called Legends, would be coming out at some point in 2020, adding co-op mode and more. They've now announced the patch 1.1 update will release on October 16th. Sucker Punch has already confirmed that the update will not include any microtransactions according to a recent interview, and the update will be completely free to those who own the game. Legends is a separate mode that doesn't follow the main story of the character Jin or any of his companions. Instead, players will band together with 4 warriors total. The co-op mode will have group matching from 2 to 4 players. Each player gets to choose from 4 character classes: Samurai, Hunter, Ronin and Assassin, which will be based on the mythic tales that have been told by the people in Tsushima. There is also a 2-player story mission and a post-launch raid coming. The trailer previews the classes plus some of the gear players can gain, including new legends, cosmetics, which look pretty cool. Blue Protocol, the online anime RPG by Bandai Namco, has a new job listing shared by Twitter user Renka Schedule, which shares details that the game won't be releasing until after March 2021. The job listing, which is looking for a localization director, put Blue Protocol on the schedule for after March next year. The job post also reveals Bandai Namco are considering ports for consoles as well. The translation reads that the game is going to be the same scope and direction as an MMO, but will focus on action-like battles. The closed alpha test has already taken place in Japan, plus the closed beta. There is also the mention of mixed media, which is a term used for games with other media forms, for example anime, manga, novels, etc. Vigil: The Longest Night got some real inspiration from Salt and Sanctuary and now are even adding some crossover content when it releases on October 14th. The 2D Souls-like has very much created its own intriguing universe, but will be getting some familiar foes, a unique questline, and a unique weapon from Salt and Sanctuary. Those who own Salt and Sanctuary on Steam can even get a 10% discount for Vigil: The Longest Night until October 21st. Vigil: The Longest Night follows the adventure of the main character who is trying to solve the mystery of the recent disappearance of her sister. The game adds plenty of Metroidvania exploration, 4 weapon types to try, and has a host of cosmic horrors inspired by Taiwanese culture. If you're interested to know more, you can check out our Vigil: The Longest Night preview, Salt and Sanctuary meets Castlevania. Vigil: The Longest Night will release on Steam and Nintendo Switch on October 14th. Don't forget to check out our Twitch channel as we'll be streaming it when it launches next week. Visit our Twitch schedule to see what we're playing and when. The Steam Autumn Festival takes place this week, which will host a number of games featuring a number of demos. This includes upcoming Black Legend, an alternate historical turn-based tactical RPG, which follows the theme of 17th century alchemy. The demo is now available on Steam to check out. Players will use a alchemy-based system called Humorism, in which there are 4 different instabilities that can be combined to make a devastating catalyst attack. You can build and customize your teams using cross-class abilities as well as equipment. You will need to use your tactical focus when devising strategies to take down enemies, from unit placement to ability combos. Choose from range melee with different ways to inflict damage, including injure, poison, and debilitate. Black Legend is set to release on PC, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in early 2021. The Steam Game Festival Autumn Edition ends on October 13th. Baldur's Gate 3 has been long awaited by fans, and it finally came to Steam Early Access this week. With so much interest, it briefly caused Steam to have issues. Those who tried to purchase the game upon launch were met with error messages or attempting a lot of purchases in the last few hours, according to PC Games N. While it isn't 100% certain that the issue alone was just due to the Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access launch, but over on steamstat.us, it shows a couple of dips in connections over the 24-hour period, including when BG3 went live. If you're still unsure whether to pick up Baldur's Gate 3 in Early Access, you can check out our Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access first impressions should you get BG3 Early Access, which should answer your questions on where the game is so far. This amount of traction is highly understandable. We've been having a blast streaming it over on the Fextralife Twitch channel, where Twitch integration has brought a whole new interactive experience to the game. We also have a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 guides and videos, so don't forget to check them out. Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access is now available on Steam and Stadia. Outriders, the co-op shooter that has 4 classes to take on, has now got a release date. Previously, it was announced to be coming out in the holiday season of 2020, but as we draw nearer to that window, it seems it will now be launching on February 2nd, 2021. While understandably it's a bit disappointing to have to wait a bit longer, the trailer does share that the Outriders will have full cross-play support, meaning everyone across platforms can co-op together. Players will also receive free upgrades from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, as well as there is support for Xbox platforms through the Smart Delivery system. So even if you don't have the next generation's console by the release date, you can still pick up a copy without a worry. A new release date announcement trailer has released sharing the new launch date. Outriders is set to release on February 2nd, 2020 on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and PC via Epic Games Store and Steam. Stadia support will also be coming later in 2021. The recruitment page for Square Enix was updated this week for Final Fantasy XVI. It also revealed some details about the current progress for the RPG. Square Enix is currently on the lookout for staff to create Final Fantasy XVI maps and dungeons. They are also looking to produce high production cutscenes and characters' action patterns. The game so far has the foundations complete, including scenario production. The Creative Business Unit 3 need new recruits to create boss battles and other large-scale resources. It seems Square Enix will be open to new ideas for Final Fantasy XVI, which is being developed for PlayStation 5, in particular the action battle system and the maps. At the moment, it looks like Final Fantasy XVI development team are working remotely from home. Final Fantasy XVI will be releasing on PlayStation 5 sometime in 2021. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.